Yeah, and he's made comments and stuff. He made a comment. I'm not trying to be vulgar or whatever, but we were in the middle of something, and he was like saying whatever men say when they getting it, and I was like, and then he popped out with some, but it's not. He was like, your jaws aren't as strong as men jaws, but
Oh
it's
my God.
good. I said, yeah. I said this on my first interview. It blew my fucking mind. I said, why would you say that to me? Why would you say that to me,
hold
sir?
on. Wait, time out. Pause.
But if
Hold the
you
boat.
know his personality,
Hold the boat.
it would, I don't know.
He
I
say it three
don't know.
times.
Remember when I said Dr. Umar couldn't help himself? You know what I mean? Like, he is a lustful human being. Like, everything around this man is lust filled, lust fueled. And we can see that in his actions and, the trail of new family members that he left behind. He has daughter here, daughter there, baby mama here, baby mama there. He's out here fucking. You know what I'm saying? He's putting the Shango stick inside of any queen, especially as long as they're black. He's putting his Shango stick in any queen that he can find. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, we got baby mama number 1, baby mama number 2, all the kids, but that's not who he's screwing today. You know what I'm saying? A man like that, do you think he can help himself after making a mistake twice? No, he's going to continue to fuck on other people. And with that same type of energy, what happens to the relationship typically? It dies off and withers away because he's too horny. Dr. Umar is certified too horny, too freaky for the streets. And he got himself another ex-girlfriend out here just slandering his ass. I'm talking dragging his shit through the mud. I'm talking grabbing him by his nappy ass hair and just dragging his shit, bro. Talking about how his ass stinks. Talking about how his house is nasty. Talking about how he's sassy and he might like some dudes on the side too. Man, listen, when I tell you, talking about how he don't take care of his mama. This is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, when you decide to put your Shango stick inside of another woman, you better be careful because there's going to be a lot of Shango information that comes out behind it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This is just something that was inevitable, bro. Shout out Cooking with Frank. Shout out Rim Rum TV because they on top of it, man. And Rim Rum TV was able to interview one of the lovers of Dr. Umar, man. And I mean, it's literally a comedy skit. I feel like I'm watching the Boondocks, the adult version. Now, as we've gone through the entire Dr. Umar situation, a lot of people, like to think of him as the intellectual of the group. They think of Dr. Umar as, the one to come and reinstill values into the family, specifically the black family, because that's what he preaches. He's the one, the doctor that can fix all. And that's how a lot of people, for some reason or the other, treat this man as, okay? But hey, listen, the woman who spent majority of her time with him at a certain point says the exact opposite. Now, I will say, some of the things that she says in this could just be the tales of an angry, scorned woman, but some of it checks out with Dr. Umar's personality, per se. Let's get example number 1.
Yeah, I can listen to a conversation and tell where your mind is, and you don't come from good stock. Yeah, I mean, you're not. Right. You're not that. I thought you was gonna be like an intellectual, I thought you were gonna be pouring into me. We were gonna have conversations about, you're not that dude. So and that's fine,
So there was nothing, you didn't find anything intellectual about him, what you're saying?
No, hell no. Wow. And I tried.
And I will say this, and this happens a lot with preachers too, and I know this because I grew up with a preacher. The preacher I grew up with, my father had friend preachers, you know what I'm saying? So I was around I'm a preacher's son. I don't know if a lot of people knew that. Some people knew. But I know a thing or two about some preachers, okay? And there's one thing about a lot of them, they're gonna have this this anointing. Oh my God, and they're gonna get your little tithes and offerings, and they finna collect that bitch, and they finna take that to the car. They finna buy Sunday dinner with that shit too. Okay. Then when he gets back to the house, he's gonna watch a secular movie with a whole bunch of cussing. He's gonna get angry with his wife, and he's gonna beat his kids. Okay, just like a regular motherfucker. So when she brought this up, like, oh, he's not as intellectual as she thought, because Dr. Umar is always in front of the camera, like, oh yes, brothers and sisters, we must rise together and praise to Ifa Tunde, and he's like he's larping as a intellectual. He's putting on he's saying words that make him seem like an intellectual, but he really isn't. And I knew that about him. There are a lot of people who put on that face, but if you're really listening to what they're saying, they're not saying nothing. Dr. Umar is the head runner of saying a lot and not saying nothing.
I tried a couple of things because he was there for some days. He left, he went to Massachusetts and did a show when he came back. And I was playing
Mm-hmm.
K Camp, ain't nothing to cut it off. I was playing it in the bathroom. I said, I'm gonna see what he say about this. He didn't say nothing. I said, oh yeah, I got you.
So,
I already knew.
my next question was, what was the exact thing that made you feel like,
I'm gonna
nah,
try it.
that part, and then that was a two-part question. What made you
Okay.
feel like you wanted to try it, and then what made you feel like, you know what, this ain't it.
Okay, so what made me try it was one thing. Well, not one thing, many things. The distance that turned me on. The fact that he wasn't local. The other thing was I thought that he
Okay.
was a geek. I
Uh,
thought he was a geek, so I was thinking
Uphill.
that life was gonna be slow motion for him. It's gonna be real slow motion. Um, I thought that I wasn't gonna have to deal with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Out of him.
And one thing I will say, right, with this whole social media persona that he's got going on, he's gone on so many TV shows and this, that, and the other. People are going to start testing you. And we live in the age of the internet. I feel like Dr. Umar was in a certain spot a couple decades ago to where he could say all this bullshit and people can't confirm it or not. Nowadays, you got the internet, you got people who see this stuff every single day. And when you're in their presence, best believe they're going to test you on it. So she brought up K Camp. I mean, it's just an artist talking about nothing about cutting a bitch off. It's like the lyrics. She's doing all these little tests, and if you don't respond properly, they're gonna know you're fake as fuck. Because if you're actually about enriching the black family and building these schools and shit, you would 100% be against those lyrics and the song and all that shit, and you would say something. But again, that's just a small little thing. I thought it was kind of stupid for her to try to test him like that. I think this whole woman is a little fucking stupid, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because first and foremost, why are you trying to fuck Dr. Umar? So everything she says, I take with a little grain of salt, because I also think the fact that you gave him some coochie and you came on some type of radio show to explain why you don't like him no more, you look like a goofy too. You look like a goofy bitch just like he looks goofy. So hey, listen, I'll take what you're saying, but there's gonna be a grain of salt in there, because like, what are you doing? You came on the show just to say how much you don't like him and how much of a fake he is? You seem a little yourself too. But let's move forward, because she comes out with a lot of stuff. Specifically, when he took his trip to Michigan, right? Apparently there's this road in Michigan, okay? There's this little area in Michigan that he decided to go and visit. And apparently he was messing around with some extracurricular activity. So let's go ahead and get what she got to say with her goofy ass.
And then another thing happened, but I didn't pay too much. I was showing him, I was showing him something on the phone, and he just threw my phone on the bed. And I was like, oh shit, you're sassy. You're sassy. This ain't gonna work.
speaking
That
and
leads
speaking of
into the
sassy,
next
oh,
question.
yeah, speaking of sassy, what
What
is
happened in
this
East
East
Michigan?
Michigan thing? That's exactly what I was going to ask.
Okay, so before we move on to Michigan, right, I just want to say she's so full of shit sometimes. Now, I fully believe that she dated Dr. Umar and that some of the things that she's saying is true. But the way she tries to half tell the story, she's gonna say like, "Oh, I tried to show Umar something and he just took the phone and threw it on the bed." Oh, he's sassy. Listen, bitch. I'm sorry. Hold on. Listen, man. Listen. That's not a fucking story. That's not a full story. Why on earth would I just walk up to you? Hey, look at this, Alan. I take your phone and I throw it against the bed. No, there's parts of that story that you're not telling. Okay? So we're just gonna let that slide. All right, because you didn't tell us the full context of that story. But let's hear the rest of her story.
You said something on Tasha K about him being zesty in East Michigan.
Oh, Hyde Park. Hyde
Hyde
Park.
Park.
Hyde Park. You know Michigan. You know about Hyde Park. Yeah, he's been known in Hyde Park, and I'm like, what the fuck he doing out there? And when I was taking care of his mother, he came home from Michigan. I was like, what the hell happened in Michigan?
Uh-oh.
Like, what is wrong with you? I asked him that in the kitchen. He was like, just go sit down. So hey, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not laying down with you no more. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. Yeah, so
I've
he's
heard some things. I've heard some things with him and some Transformers.
yeah, I think that's
All
what I
I
said.
got to
Michigan,
say.
Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Uh,
don't know. I did a little research. I know Cooking with Frank said that area is filled with the Transformers, if for lack of better words, right? Apparently, Dr. Umar went to that specific location. Now, again, Dr. Umar is going around the country doing TED Talks or some shit, doing like press conferences and talking on interviews. So Lord knows what he's doing. So apparently they're together, and we're gonna get to his mom in a little bit. She's taking care of his mom because he's giving her that Shango stick. So I guess she feels obligated to help him, right? He disappears and he goes to that exact area. And when she tries to ask him, like, what were you doing? What were you even doing there? Like, weren't you supposed to be in Atlanta or some shit? Like, what were you even doing there? He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to talk about it, right? So it is a little fishy, I will say. Listen, shit. Maybe he's out here transforming himself. Shit, I don't know. Listen, I don't know about this man's personal life like that. But if you got a woman out here, let me tell you something. You got a woman out here walking around talking about how you fucking with the Transformers. Oh, and you don't make no response? Listen, bro, that's not a good look. Because at this point, do I want to send my son to your school so he can learn about transforming? Let me stop. Do I really want to send my son to your school? Dr. Umar, the principal slash the slash teacher slash everything. Right? No, listen, bro. Again, you got to take this with a grain of salt because I personally view this woman who's fucking on Umar as goofy. She's a goofy ass woman, okay? And she's like, oh, I'm not laying with him no more, so it don't make no difference. You take that with a grain of salt, too. She's probably still fucking him, allegedly. I don't know. That's just AG Tactical being an asshole. But I've heard stuff like this about men, about other dudes from their baby mama, and it's never good. And it's always, sometimes you're hearing it and you're like, are you lying right now? Like sometimes that pops in your mind, right? But again, I will say there's some truth to all of this because she was fucking Dr. Umar. That's confirmed. But let's move forward, right? I want you to hear some of the comments that she alleges that he says to her during sexual fun time, okay? Because this is some of the if this shit is true, then I don't know what to say. I can't say nothing for Big Dog if this is true.
Things with him and some Transformers.
Yeah, I think that's
all
what I
I
said.
got to
Michigan,
say.
Hyde Park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All I
yeah,
got
I've
to
heard
say
some.
is Jesus is
He
Lord.
came back and he didn't want to see no fish there.
Oh,
No fish.
my God.
He didn't want to see no fish there. Like, why are you? He was like,
He was getting down
Yeah,
and
with no
dirty
pussy.
with the
I said, boy,
Transformers.
yeah. And he's made comments and stuff. He made a comment. I'm not trying to be vulgar or whatever, but we were in in the middle of something, and he was like saying whatever men say when they getting it, and I was like, and then he popped out with some, but it's not. He was like, your jaws aren't as strong as men jaws, but
Oh
it's
my God.
good. I was,
Hold on, hold on. Now, it's either one or two things, right? It's either one of two things. She's blatantly lying, or Dr. Umar is gay as fuck. It's one of the two. It's one of the two, bro. Because there's no context on the planet to where you get she topping you off. Oh my God, it's amazing. You know what I mean? She going crazy. I'm gonna look down at her, be like, hey, shit, that feels good. But you know, your jaws, they not really strong like a man's jaws, but whew, you doing something crazy right now. I appreciate you, girl. I love you. You need to run for the fences. What the fuck? She's comparing a man. Wait, huh? He's comparing a woman's jaws to a man. What are we fighting? Or are you getting some head right now? Because there's no context on this planet to where I'm getting my dick sucked and I'm thinking about man jaws. I'm like, shit, don't you? He probably rubbing down, reaching for her face, hoping for some stubble, and it's just nothing but smooth face. He don't like that. He don't like that feeling. Now again, bro. Again, this could be complete bullshit, or if there's any truth to this, Dr. Umar, you need to come and talk to you need to come and talk to your brothers and sisters. Your brothers and sisters. Your brothers and sisters. You need to at this point because that Shango stick might have a little bit of poop on it. Let's continue.
yeah. I said this on my first interview. It blew my fucking mind. I said, why would you say that to me? Why would you say that to
Hold
me,
on.
sir?
Yo, the host
Wait,
is killing me,
time
bro.
out. Pause.
But if
Hold the
you
boat.
know his personality,
Hold the boat.
it would, I don't know.
He say
I
it
don't
three
know
times.
a man on
Oh
this
fuck.
planet that even know how strong another man's jaw is, or
I
even wants to know how
I
strong
wouldn't have
another
Listen,
never
man's
thought.
jaw
I
is.
have never heard no
li-
shit like that before. I was like, it threw me
You're
back.
bro, know a little something more. He know a little something more about the man jaws, man. He like listen. It's almost like buying the premium battle pass. You know, you buy the regular battle pass. That's them female jaws. Okay, fuck around, and get that premium. Hey, well, you might listen. You might need to switch over to a man. He's got stronger jaws. Yo, you can't make this shit up, bro. Listen, again, this is all allegedly. Either this bitch is lying or Dr. Umar, you need to come and tell, you need to come and talk with the family, bro. We need to have a little conversation with the family, all right?
Wait,
And at first,
how
I
is that
was
even?
like, I have, we
He
have
say,
had we have had times when he'll try to rate my, like I was like,
Uh,
you don't need to tell me about my shit. I'm good.
oh,
But
my
he'll
stomach
try to
hurt.
underrate it. He'll try to say like, oh, that was
but
that was an A minus. Last time it was this. And I'm like, bruh, I don't give a shit about your rating plan. But
If a
it's
girl said I had some A minus dick, I'd be cool with it, to be real. I'd be like, all right, cool. Appreciate you. I mean, thank you. You know what I mean? Shit. Thanks. How's the dick? It was like an A minus. Well, shit. How high is the rating? An A plus? Shit, I'll take my A minus. Shit. I bet you there ain't too many A pluses in this world because that A minus, listen, I worked for that shit. So I don't know what the fuck. This shit's kind of weird, bro. He does seem like the type of guy to rate something, though, like to rate sex or to rate what you're doing. He does seem like that type of person, which is why I say there's probably some truth to this interview.
it's to make you go harder or to make you try to be better. It's like almost
right.
like reverse psychology. He makes
Uh,
But
me
to
sick. That
compare it
dude make
to
me
a
sick.
man, like
Yep.
in that situation, you compared a woman to a man
Yep.
that let you know what he was doing out there in Michigan.
Yep.
so
Oh
it's
my
safe to
God.
say that Umar is bisexual.
You know,
Like,
I think any way the
doesn't
wind
sound.
blows.
Anyway,
I
the wind
think
blows.
that it's
Goddamn.
he doesn't
Oh,
have
so
a
he's a
type.
trisexual. Try anything.
Yeah,
Nice to
exactly.
know.
He's
Uh,
very pansexual. That's crazy because they're called pansexuals. He's whatever turns it on.
oh
I
my
didn't
That's
God.
know
what
any
Nature
of these
Boy said
things.
about.
I think people that have been around him for years know these things, but I didn't know it. But I pick up on stuff when I get in close proximity. I've been talking to him for a while.
Yep, and now you got a shitty coochie. How you feel about that? You know what I mean? Because at the same time, I still feel like she's like a little. Yeah, I mean she's a little hurt over whatever Umar did to her. You know, this could be all true. But if there was a girl fucking with somebody who she thought was doing one thing and then found out like almost without a shadow of a doubt, right? Or got the feeling that he was into some other shit, I would assume she's up out of there. I would assume she would get up out of there ASAP. But hey, you never know. You never know. Maybe this was a big revelation for her, and that's why she has to go and tell the world. You guys let me know what you think. But one thing I will say is this is not good, bro. You're supposed to be the king consciousness. Now, you have baby mamas that go all over the internet. Now you have people like her talking about how you like doing other stuff out of Michigan. So hey, listen, king consciousness, you gotta clean this image up, brother. Shit, you gotta clean this image up. I could have a shitty image because I don't try to push certain things. But if you have, say, for example, say I said I was like, I'm trying to start a church, not a school. I want to start a church and preach the word and the gospel to all the people. And I'm over here cussing, saying dick, pussy, and all types of shit on the internet. You wouldn't find that a little hypocritical? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, you have this big holier than thou mission, and every day of your life you seem to be preaching that. You can't be caught up with this type of shit, my brother. My brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters. You can't. Let's move on to his mom now, right? Because apparently he just gave her the Shango stick so she could go and take care of his mom while he's outside doing whatever the fuck he's doing. Let's check this out.
I think that had something to do too. When I got up with his mother, she was not in a good situation. I think he wanted me to help her out, and I did. And then he was like in a room. I was like, "You have to stop switching her caregivers out." And he was like, "Well, um, you're the only one that got her, to where she is right now." And I was like, "Yeah, I clean her and I'm taking care of her on time." But anyway, I believe that those things are the reason why he asked. So he asked me to care for her, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And I went
Okay,
out there and I took care of her. I met her in this house. The condition of the house. Oh my God.
that's the next question.
Yeah, but even with just taking care of her, and I just didn't know her. I didn't know where her likes was. I didn't know what, even he didn't have a meal plan. He was like, "Stop feeding her so late." I'm like, "Bro, she woke up at 12 o'clock. It's dinner time. It's 8 o'clock now." "Yeah, but it's dinner time. She
Right,
hasn't been up
right.
since 6 a.m."
Oh
Huh?
my God! Wait. Wait. Oh, so he doesn't have no schedule
No.
like for to bathe her, to give her meals.
No, she's not
To,
submerged in water. She's not like these dumb ditties. They were real quick to send me this thing talking about, "Girl, we knew about you and you ain't all that and all that." Then why the fuck wasn't y'all in this man's space? Why from his messed up
exactly.
hair dye all the way down to his dirty nails, to his feet, to his luggage, to the condition of the home?
And she just goes on tearing them apart, bro. She just goes on tearing this man apart, man. But that's pretty much all I'm gonna show you today. But it kind of just goes to show, like, if you're trying to build something and whatever you're trying to do is, it involves scamming people, people are gonna catch up. Especially if you try to play this character to where you're some holy, amazing man with a good cause just to get money off of people. Things are gonna start to leak through the cracks. And I mean, there's so many different things with his, degree that he could have done. Like he could have just been a talking host, and he would have been fine. Or he could have been anything other than a panhandling, school building liar. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like he could have been. Now you're caught up in this situation to where you're a shitty person. You have two baby mamas. You're fucking all these girls on the side, and they're talking about you now. You know, you can't expect people to believe you to have a noble cause or a noble, mission when everything else in your past shows that you're a piece of shit. This school's never getting built. I promise you. Okay? If it does, it'll be when how old am I now? I'm 28. It'll be when I'm 38 in the next 10 years. So I'll come back when I'm 38 and hopefully the school is built. But until then, you already know what time it is, folks. Stay inside, stay safe. I love each and every one of you guys, man. I'll see you real soon. Peace.